Hello and welcome back to the Houston Texans franchise. Before we get to today's episode, I have to tell you all that this is the last season we're going to be getting through in our Houston Texans franchise. And that's because Madden 23 is quickly approaching us, and there is no way we'd get through another season in time before that game comes out. So we'll see if we can end this franchise on a high note, or if it'll end in misery and defeat. But still got one game left here in the regular season. And before we get to that, I wanted to mention that Damian Willis in the last episode was able to complete his breakout scenario and go up to a superstar X Factor, which should help us out for the rest of this franchise. Now the Packers, our opponent for today, are a very good team. They are top 10 in every single statistical category, but they are not leading their division. The Minnesota Vikings are currently leading it. They both got the same record, so it's going to come down to this last week. The Packers, they are playing to win that division. Their quarterback is now Jordan Love. They have moved on from Aaron Rodgers, and Love has been pretty good. 39 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and he's got that nice 70% completion percentage. The receiving core he has to throw the ball to, not too bad. Earl Henning, Justin Owens, a couple of young players, and they also have Aaron Jones at running back, who is averaging nearly 5 yards per carry. Now our defense, it's been pretty good this year, and we want to end the regular season on a high note, so hopefully we can stop this Packers offense and keep the momentum going up into the postseason. The Packers are going to be without one of their best defenders in Jair Alexander, who is a 99 overall superstar X Factor at cornerback. But even without him, they still have a very good defense that includes Andrew Van Ginkel, a former Houston Texan. We did trade him there. And we do have a former Packer on our team. It's Davante Adams. And he is actually playing to try to get to his 100th career receiving touchdown. We'll see if we can get that done today. He needs 2. It's going to be tough, even without Jair Alexander. That Packers defense, like I said, it's pretty good. A couple of upgrades before we get to the game. Starting here with Dwight Devine, we're going to go strong arm. Try to get that deep accuracy up, and he does get 1 to it. With Dalton Kitchen, we'll go vertical threat. You usually get pretty good upgrades on these ones, and he gets some awareness and some run block and some route running. But yeah, it's time to get into this game against the Green Bay Packers. So let's see if we can end this regular season undefeated. The Packers do begin with possession at their own 21. Love's going to go left side and hit Justin Owens. He'll go to bounds with a gain of just 5. 3rd and 5. Love, a quick throw right side, deep down the field for Owens. It is dropped. He had it in his hands, but just couldn't hang on. So it's a quick 3 and out for the Packers, and the Texans will take over. Dwight Devine playing to potentially win the MVP, but he is in currently 3rd place in that race, so he needs to have a big day today. It's a handoff to Willis on the left side, a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, a fake to Willis. Devine buying time, firing on the move, and he'll hit Davante Adams for a first down up to the 26, a gain of 14. Now they'll go right back to Wilson. No, it's a read option keeper, and Devine's dropped in the backfield by Kenny Clark. 2nd and 13. Devine will go left side and find Joe Scott, and he's spun down up at the 39. 2nd and 9. A fake to Willis again. Devine is just going to dump it off to Joe Scott right side. He'll throw off a defender, and he's got a first down up at midfield. Joe Scott now over 1,000 receiving yards on the season with that last catch as Dalton Kitchen makes a catch, and it's a first down up to the Green Bay 40. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a screen pass right side for Willis, but he's got no blocking, and he'll be thrown down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Green Bay sends a blitz. It's picked up pretty well. Devine will go over the middle, finding the former Packer, Davante Adams, for a first down up at the 20. 2nd and 7 from the 17. Pressure up the middle. That's Kenny Clark. Devine will go to the end zone for Adams, and it's nearly intercepted. 3rd and 7. This time it's pressure off the backside. Devine will go over the middle for Judy, and he can't hang on. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So Lazinski will kick a field goal and give the Texans an early 3-0 lead. The Packers back on offense. A handoff to Aaron Jones. And his first carry is going to give the Packers a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. It's Aaron Jones again, this time up the middle. He'll spin off a defender, and he has a first down up to the 34. 2nd and 11. A play action fake. Love with time. He'll go downfield one-on-one for Owens, and it's incomplete. Howard with some nice coverage. 3rd and 11. Another throw right side, and it's caught by Rodgers as Howard goes for the interception and misses. And the Packers will get a first down up to the 46. So the gamble doesn't pay off there for Howard. It usually does for him, as Love is going to get sacked on first down back at the 34. A bunch of different Texans combining for that one. 3rd and 23. Love all day in the pocket this time, but he's running out of time. He'll extend out right side, and he's going to get sacked again. This time it's by Ezekiel Mills. So the Packers are going to have to punt it away. The Texans take over at their own 14. A handoff to Willis on the left side, and he's stuffed in the backfield. Another nice play by Kenny Clark. 2nd and 13, time winding down in this first quarter. It'll be a throw underneath for Willis, and he's going to get up near the 20 to end the first quarter. 3rd and 4 to start the second quarter. The Packers are going to send another blitz, but it's picked up again pretty well. Devine will drift right, fire on the move, and he hits Davante Adams, but he was out of bounds, and he's going to be brought down up at midfield. That should be illegal touching, but there are no flags on the play, so the Texans are going to get a big break, and it's another big gain for Davante Adams. Now a handoff to Willis on the left side. He's across midfield. He'll throw off a defender, and finally he's knocked out of bounds at the Green Bay 32. 1st and 20 after a holding call on Laramie Tunsil. Devine will go right side and find Joe Scott, and he's going to fight ahead, picking up what they lost and then some. 2nd and 3. A fake to Willis. Devine is extending out right. He'll fire again on the move and find KJ Hamler this time for a first down up at the 13. Now it's going to be a handoff to Willis left side. He's got some lead blockers, and he's going to be able to showboat his way into the end zone to put the Texans up 10-0 in the first half. Now the Green Bay Packers take over at their own 1. After a couple of 3-and-outs, they need to get something going here on offense as Aaron Jones is going to pick up a gain of 9. 3rd and 2. Love backing up. He'll spin out left side, fire on the move, and he hits Hardman near a first down, but there is a flag on the play, and it's going to be roughing the passer on J.J. Watt. So the Packers drive extended by a flag on the Texans as Aaron Jones picks up a couple. Now 3rd and 1. A throw right side. That is Henning, the young tight end's got a first down up at the 40. 2nd and 9. Love with all day in the pocket. He's going to go deep down the field. A jump ball one-on-one for Hardman, and it is incomplete. Michael Barr in coverage. 3rd and 9. Love under pressure. He'll go downfield again, and it's batted away by Barr. He could have probably picked that one off. But another stop by this Texans defense, and they're going to take over at their own 12 with under 3 minutes to go in this first half as Devine spins out left side, and he'll just take off and get near a first down, getting spun down up at the 22. They actually gave him the first down. Now it's a handoff to Willis, and he's got a first down before being brought down inbounds up at the 36. Now down under a minute 30 to go in this first half. Devine's going to go deep left side, one-on-one for Davante Adams. It is popped up in the air and caught, and he falls into the end zone. So 17 is going to put the Texans up 17-0 in the first half. I mean, he showed off some great concentration to catch that off the deflection, and that is his 99th career receiving touchdown. So the Packers, they need to get something going here before the end of the first half. It's a completion to Earl Henning on the right side. He's up to the 33. 2nd and 2, now down to a minute left in this first half. Love under pressure, and he's getting sacked. J.J. Watt and Ross Blacklock bring him down back at the 20. So 3rd and 15 for the Packers, and they're just going to run this one to try to get it to halftime. But the Texans, we're going to use a timeout. And we take over at our own 39 with 7 seconds to go. Devine is going to fire left side. He'll hit Jerry Jeudy, and he's going to get out of bounds at the Green Bay 39 with 2 seconds left, which is enough time and in range for Jimmy Lazinski to come on and kick a field goal and make this a 20-0 lead over the Green Bay Packers as we head into halftime. We'll see if the Packers can make a comeback in the second half, because currently the Vikings are trailing the Cowboys 7-17 at halftime. And if that score holds and the Packers are somehow able to make a comeback and win this one, the Packers would win the NFC North. Willis is stopped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss to begin the second half. 2nd and 12. It's a throw left side caught by Byron Mitchell, and he's got a first down up to the 36 as Kenny Clark is injured on the play. Hopefully he's all right. A fake to Willis on 1st and 10. And Devine's going to go deep down the field again for Davante Adams. One-on-one. It is caught by Adams, and he's brought down at the 1. He could not quite get in for his 100th career touchdown, but it's still goal to go. 1st and goal, a throw left side, and it's intercepted by Savage. It was thrown right to him. He'll be brought down in the end zone for a touchback. I mean, this was just terrible all around. Adams was supposed to run a quick out route, but he didn't. And Devine, that was just a terrible throw and decision. Just bad all around as the Packers take over at their own 20. Now 3rd and 7. Love only facing a 3-man rush. He's still going to dump it off to Hardman, and he's going nowhere. So a quick 3-and-out by this Packers offense again. After the punt, the Texans take over at their own 30. Hands off to Willis on 1st down. He'll pick up a gain of 5. 3rd and 4. Devine from an empty set. There's really nobody open. He'll extend out right side. And now he's going to lob it on the move and find Byron Mitchell for a first down across midfield to the Green Bay 40. 2nd and 10. Devine out of time and going down. Sacked by Cameron Jordan. Back at the 48, bringing up 3rd and long. 3rd and 18. They'll go back to this empty look. And Devine's going to go over the middle for Jerry Jeudy. A dangerous throw, but it's going to work out. And that's going to put the Texans into the red zone. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Devine is going right side, and it's intercepted. He throws it right to Adrian Amos. He's up past the 30, now across the 40, and he'll finally be brought down by Willis at the Houston 49. I was supposed to throw this to Joe Scott, but I hit the wrong button, and it gets intercepted. That is Dwight Devine's 2nd interception thrown of the day, and that's going to give the Packers a chance to get back into this one as Hardman's going to drop it on 1st down. 2nd and 10, a draw to Aaron Jones, and Watt is all over it, dropping him for a loss of 2. 3rd and 12. All day for Love in the pocket. Still sitting there. He's going to just throw this one away, so the Packers waste a golden opportunity there. A couple of punts later, the Texans with possession again at their own 44. Now across midfield as Jeudy makes a catch and has it up at the Packers 41. A hands off to Willis. We're now under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's going to be a gain of 6 or 7. 3rd and 3. Devine downfield. He overshoots Joe Scott, and it's nearly intercepted. He's lucky he didn't throw his 3rd interception of the day as he just misses Joe Scott. The Texans are going to go for it here on 4th and 3. It's a throw underneath for Adams, and he'll get spun down short of the line to gain. It's a turnover on downs, and the Packers will take over. 2nd and 8 to start the 4th quarter. Green Bay still getting shut out as Aaron Jones makes a catch and has a gain of 2. 3rd and 6. All day for Love again. He'll go left side. A dangerous throw, but it's caught by Rodgers. And he's up to midfield. 2nd and 10, 9 minutes to go in the 4th. Love is going deep down the field. A man behind the defense. That's Justin Owens, and he's going to make a one-handed catch. He burns Roman Davis to break the shutout and get the Packers on the board and give them a chance to maybe make a comeback here in the 4th quarter. A play-action fake by Devine on 1st down. He'll extend out right side. Now he's just going to take off and get a 1st down and go to bounds up at the 42. 8:03 to go in the 4th quarter. And hands off to Willis. He makes a nice cutback and is across midfield with a 1st down to the Green Bay 47. Now Devine will go deep down the field. A man behind the defense. That is Devontae Adams. He's inside the 5, and he'll get tackled into the end zone for his 100th career receiving touchdown. And it's going to put the Texans back up 3 scores in the 4th quarter. They will go for 2 to try to make it a 28-7 lead. An RPO to Joe Scott, but he's denied. So it stays a 26-7 lead as we are under 7:30 to go in the 4th quarter. Love and the Packers need to do something on this drive. It's caught by Earl Henning, and he's going to pick up a bunch of yardage. Finally getting brought down up at midfield. 7:15 to go now in the 4th. Love all day in the pocket. And he's drifting backwards and getting sacked by Chase Young all the way back at the 35, a loss of 15. 3rd and 25. More time in the pocket for Love, but he's just going to throw it away, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and the Packers are going to go for it. So the ball game on the line here, 4th and 25. A throw left side caught by Hardman, but he's denied. The 1st down by quite a bit. So it's a turnover on downs, and the Texans can run this one out and go on to win it. 29-7. We are able to finish off the regular season undefeated, maybe putting on our best display of defense this entire year. If Dwight Devine doesn't make a couple of mistakes, we probably do end up getting that shutout, but still holding them to just 7. That was pretty great. The pass rush, it was fantastic. The coverage was great. Yeah, like I said, maybe the best display of defense we put on this entire season. Dwight Devine, he definitely wasn't perfect. Throwing those 2 picks, could have thrown a couple of more. Sure, I made a couple of mistakes using him, but he also made a couple of bad throws that were just offline. It was a great day for Davante Adams, though, getting 244 receiving yards and those 2 scores, which does get him to, of course, 100 on his career. Willis also a pretty solid day, and he actually gets himself another upgrade. Even though he just got one last episode, we go power back. A good boost for him. Justin Dunn didn't do much this season, but we'll get to the end of season stats here in a minute. We'll go elusive back for that upgrade. With Jedrick Wills, he doesn't need to work on much, but you got to do something with the upgrades. So we go ahead and go agile, hopefully getting some pass block finesse and run block finesse, and he gets exactly that. Ross Blacklock, We'll go run stopper. I want the block shedding as high as possible for this postseason run, and he gets 3 to that. Javier Blanton, I want to work on the pass rushing skill, specifically the power moves, and he's going to get 2 to that and 1 strength. The last upgrade we have is for Jimmy Lesinski. We'll go power because why not? And he's going to get just 2 to his awareness instead. So we do end the regular season undefeated at 17-0. Let's take a look at some end of season stats. As a team, we finished with the #1 scoring offense, the #2 scoring defense. We were very good at controlling the ground game offensively and defensively, finishing #1 in both of those categories. Onto the individual stats, starting with our quarterback, Dwight Devine. I would say he had a fantastic year. He had a career best completion percentage, a career high in passing touchdowns, and a career low in interceptions thrown. While his rushing stats took a step back, he had overall a fantastic season. And if you pair that with the #1 rush offense that we had, it was a recipe for success for our offense all season long. Now, Willis, he didn't do too much different than what he did a year ago. He did score a couple more touchdowns on the ground, but pretty similar receiving numbers. Overall, a pretty similar year to what he did his second season in the NFL, which was pretty solid. Nothing wrong with that. Hawkins, pretty good year for him. 242 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Fournette, he had a bounce back year. He was not very good his first year here in Houston, but much better this past season. As for Justin Dunn, there's not much to talk about, only 14 carries for 31 yards. Onto the receiving stats, Joe Scott actually improved across the board here in his second season in the NFL. He led the team in catches, yards, not quite in touchdowns. That goes to Devontae Adams, who had a pretty solid year. Not his best, obviously, of his career, but when you're the #1 receiver on a team with a bunch of good receivers, they're usually going to try to take you away, and that's what a lot of teams do to us. They just don't let us throw the ball to Devontae Adams. We could force it to him like we did today, but that does lead to a couple of interceptions like we had today. Now, the rest of our receivers, obviously their numbers are not crazy, but you still have 8 touchdowns from Hamler, 6 from Byron Mitchell, a good amount of production from Dalton Kitchen, our second tight end, who we did find out has superstar dev. If this series were to keep going, I'm sure him and Joe Scott could be the best dynamic duo at tight end in the entire history of the NFL. Onto the offensive line, it had its highs and it had its lows. At the beginning of the year, when everybody was healthy, this offensive line was fantastic. But when Whitfield went down, we had some struggles there from Addison Middleton at center. Jedrick Wills kind of slowed down a bit. Our tackle play wasn't great. Overall, it's going to be nice to have Whitfield back. And that's great. How about the defense? Ezekiel Mills, he actually led the entire NFL in tackles for loss and tackles. Well, he tied for the lead in tackles. Not the best year for him in coverage, but a great year overall for Ezekiel Mills. Ross Blacklock, he took a step back this year. He won Defensive Player of the Year last year, but this year, only 7 sacks, 26 tackles for loss, which is a lot, but not as good as 2023. And that may be because we did improve the defensive line around him. We added Chase Young, who actually led the team in sacks with 12. Not a crazy good year for Chase Young, but a solid year. And you pair that with Adam Weiner, who got to 10.5 sacks, and a Ross Blacklock, who got to 7, JJ Watt and Javier Blanton at 6.5 apiece. It was a pretty solid year for the defensive line. The coverage, where would we be if we did not trade for Howard? I do not know. We probably still would make the playoffs, but would we be undefeated? Probably not. Howard really made our defense a whole lot better, and we'll see if it's enough to help us win a Super Bowl. Quickly taking a look at our kicker and punter, Jimmy Wazinski and Zon Booth. I would say they both had great years. Wazinski, a long of 62, only missing 3 field goals and 3 extra points. He was pretty good, and Zon Booth has always had a great year. How about John Medlock? Since we're coming up to the end of this franchise, I thought I'd show off his stats on the career. 49 career wins, 19 career losses, a pretty good career winning percentage, 3 winning seasons out of 4 years. The playoff success, it hasn't happened yet. It has to happen this year, or he may go down in the books as just another good regular season head coach, much like Andy Reid was early in his career. Speaking of the Chiefs, how about Patrick Mahomes having that great of a year? 49 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, which he led the league in passing touchdowns, passing yards, and completion percentage. He is likely to win MVP. Derrick Henry led the league in yards, not quite in touchdowns. Elliott and McCaffrey both getting to 22. Eric Hauser led in receptions, yards, touchdowns. He won the Triple Crown. In the receiving stats, I mean, another fantastic year for him. He may actually be the best player that we've seen develop in this entire franchise out of anybody. DeForest Buckner breaking the all-time sack record, getting to 25.5. And then the last thing I wanted to show off before we figure out who we're going to be playing in the postseason is who's actually in the postseason. Well, the Browns, they have won the AFC North, going 10-7. We obviously won our division, going undefeated at 17-0. The Titans, they make the postseason, going 8-9. They won their last game to get in. The Bills, they win their division, going 11-6. The Patriots, they're going to make it at 10-7 as a wild card team. And the AFC West, of course, the Chiefs won it, going 15-2, winning 14 straight. And the Broncos, they win 5 straight to make it as a wild card team. On to the NFC, starting with the NFC North. The Vikings, they win the division despite losing their last 2 games. The Packers, they do make it as a wild card, going 10-7. The Buccaneers and Sean Bush win the NFC South as they win their last 5 games. And the Panthers, they're going to be a wild card team even though they went 11-6. The Cowboys are the champions of the NFC East. They won their last 5 to wrap that up. The Giants sneak in as a wildcard team despite losing their last 2, and the Seahawks win the NFC West, going 10-7. So you can see we are the 1 seed in the AFC, the Buccaneers the 1 seed in the NFC. Now the AFC looks probably better than the NFC. It's going to be a tough run for us, but I guess we should advance on and see who is going to move on to the divisional round. And we're going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns as they defeat the Patriots. The Chiefs and Bills will face off also in the divisional round. The NFC, it's going to be the Buccaneers taking on the Panthers. The Cowboys will face off against the Vikings. The Panthers are the only wildcard team, non-division winner, to move on to the divisional round. So we know the Browns are going to be a very tough game. They have beaten us more than we've beaten them in this series. We'll see if we can keep this franchise going or if it's going to be the end of it next time around in that divisional round. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you next time.